Salivant!
I'm Chris Meyer. Join me and the Legendary Customs team as we take ordinary rides and craft them into legendary customs. Okay, 1966 GTO is coming along nicely. I believe we're in day 4 and we are almost done with disassembly. This is the kind of stuff that I want to show you. Like right here, had to have been in an accident sometime. Right here, there's just Bondo, random, hidden. You don't see that. Bondo here, again, random, hidden. Go underneath, and this looks like a beautiful, oh, wait a minute. There's an accident here. That is cylinder number 5 come right through the wall. So anyway, this is the thing about these cars. It's hard to see for you probably, but underneath, this looks like a very solid car. Not too much damage, and when you look at it, you think this is going to be an easy project. The problem with this is right now it has paint on it, some grease and some dirt. When we media blast it, that's when we're going to find out actually how good or bad this car is. Looks like it threw the axle at one time. Right there is where the joint is. It hit, so something happened in its life, dented it up pretty good, but looks solid. And then you get back here and then you got really bad rust, really bad rust. Bad rust, rust holes, and then again bad rust. So anyway, up front looks decent. In the back it looks like Swiss cheese. So when we get it media blasted, we might have a great car to work with. We might have Swiss cheese. I'm hoping for the first. There's a little tiny hole right in here. Didn't really see that from up above, but when you have light coming through, makes things easier. So a little bit worried about that. And right on the other side, seems to be solid. Anyway, the 1966 GTO is almost done with disassembly. We already have the panels here. These are from Tucker's Classic Auto Parts. You can find them on the web, Cody Tucker. It's really helped us out with this. But the long and the short is, assembly is almost done, so we can start putting panels on that aren't full of rust. Now what I've learned yesterday about a 1966 GTO, the 1966 and the 67 are different. The rear quarters are different. So if you're ordering a rear quarter, make sure you order a 66 for a 66 and a 67 for a 67, because they are different. Yeah, that's pretty bad right there. Typical for the Midwest, but when you see this and then clean pans, it makes you wonder.
Well, this is what happens when you're not at the shop in the morning. And you don't capture it on film. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Engine's out. Thought you should know. Seems like I might have missed a little bit.
Huh?
Seems like I might have missed a little bit.
A little bit, like a whole engine coming out. Check this out.
It's peeing.
It peed itself.
Yeah, it did. It's scared.
Oh.
And your pizza.
Anyway,
You see it better now, but the whole rod
Oh, shit.
is gone.
Wow.
So it not only went through the oil pan, but it's laying on the road somewhere.
Shit. Whoops.
Wow. That was freshened up before he brought it here. Apparently, it wasn't freshened up to last the long run. But if anybody's looking for a 1967 GTO original block to rebuild, we have one here. We're putting it up for sale, along with a 1968 transmission for a GTO. We got it. It'll be a deal. Boy, it's raining.
It's
again.
Raining like crazy.
A lot. We've had so much rain this year. Nuts.
It's ridiculous.
Well, here we go. The hidden items have started to arrive. Okay, so we know we had to replace the bottom of the quarter panels. Knew that. Did not know the front firewall or rear side cowl is just gone on this side. And the front inner fender is just gone. And when you blast that out, so we have holes here, when you blast that out, it'll end up being way out in here, just gone. Check the other side. Same car, same weather conditions. Solid. Not even an ounce of rust. And much better. Now, you know why that is? Because when you drive down the road in Minnesota and Wisconsin, the driver's side is towards the ditch, and that typically has more salt, slush, and crap that splashes up on the vehicle, and the driver's side goes first. This one has had work. That's Bondo. Just fill up the holes. Let's not weld them. Let's just fill them up. The front, the same thing. Just Bondo. Fill it up. Don't weld the holes. A little bit of Bondo there. A little bit of Bondo there. Zach looks like he's ready to cut. What do you think these were for? That one has the same holes.
Yeah,
similar ones. A badge.
Little rust holes or something.
Hidden gems get uncovered one panel at a time. Okay, on the passenger side, after everything was stripped off, we had bubbling in this area, and literally that's the only area that needs to be replaced. This is weld-through primer that Jeff has installed. There was a coating of Bondo on this whole thing, and these holes were just filled with Bondo. We're actually going to weld them with metal and fill them properly. Zach, on the other hand, has had to take off the entire bottom lower panel, and the main reason is because this body line did not line up with the body line on the door, so he's actually going to raise the panel up to have that body line work. So he took a measurement from a hard point, and we know where he needs to be. It's always a good idea to use weld-through primer on the back of all panels when you're putting them together. Just preserves it a little bit better than the bare metal that they come from the factory. We are on the first two things that we're really repairing on this car. We've dismantled it, as you can see, and we found 4 hidden things. So this is just, I'm documenting this because the hardest part of my job is giving an accurate price to repair a vehicle that's 40, 50, 60, sometimes 70, 75 years old. Well, this car looked pretty straight. It looked pretty decent. But the front fender, there has been an accident with this bad boy. And the Bondo right in here is a solid 1/2 inch thick at least. We'll find out exactly how thick it is. But it's pretty thick. So this was crinkled. Zach's side, it was actually torn. And the whole front is full of Bondo. So at one point in this GTO's life, it had more horsepower than it had brakes. Or somebody just pulled out in front of it, or whoever knows what. But
Pretty straight on.
that is, that's part of the gig. The hidden items that we always seem to find that you can't avoid. So we can fix it though, just pound it out, straighten it out, go forward. But yeah, surprise, surprise. Okay, more surprises. On the inner fender cowl is stamped Z12, Z12, and that is the code for a gear-driven speedometer cable. So something stamped in there. Trunk is closed. In here, can't quite read it, but there's another stamp, and that probably has to do with the actual GTO. On the 66 Chevelle, it was stamped 138, which is the SS Chevelle 138. And then of course here, the data tag, that is what gives most of the information on all the different accessories. This was an air conditioning car, so somewhere the Z12, if it says Z14, that's the air conditioning comfort package. So we'll probably find that somewhere. Alright, as you know, Zach fixed all of this, and I would say that looks just as good as factory. And then when he got deeper into the doors, discovered that there are holes, and the back was all beat up. But as you can see, this all was chewed up. That is repaired. Weird thing is, the rockers, which normally are what rusts, those seem to be solid. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So that is what he cut away.
That's lashed on the inside.
Thank you, Zach. So he had to replace the inside right here. Make the outside, bend it over, and look at that. Can't even tell where the old one ends and the new one starts. So yeah, that is what's going on the driver's door. Now, he is digging into the passenger door, and he is finding similar things. Not as bad, but right underneath there, it was just, was there Bondo on this one?
Oh, a little bit.
A little bit of Bondo, but just covered up the rust pinholes, and they just grew over time. And front of the door, same thing. This is where the stainless steel trim was attached to the rockers. And again, that's where it typically rusts, and they look solid. So a little bit of a blessing there, but at the same time you think about it and you go, why? Normally that'd be gone. And this side, that's solid. That doesn't need to be rebuilt. When you look at what's there and what Zach built, very, very excellent job reproducing that piece to make it so in the future they won't even know that it was replaced. So the fellas are working their butts off, forward momentum. Many of the little hidden things have been found and fixed, and we are going forward to the completion. As soon as everything is done that we can see, we will media blast this, get the entire thing naked, and then we'll put in probably the trunk floor and such. We might do that before media blasting. We will find out. Keep watching and you will find out also. Appreciate it. If you're following us on Facebook, thank you. If not, start following us. Also on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you've got a vehicle sitting in your garage that you haven't gotten to, but you want to have done, give us a call. We'll see if we can get you in the schedule. Thanks. We're out of here.